Welcome back to the channel. This is Matt Garland, NMLS number 58700, but better known as MG the Mortgage Guy. Look, man, we got a lot to talk about in a short period of time. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. We got a whole new influx of people here in the last 4 weeks. It's been absolutely incredible to support the love that you guys have been showing. If you're new here, welcome. Check the playlist, check the live tab for replays. And also make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for notifications because new videos every day, 4 p.m. Well, not every day, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to go live probably like 2 to 3 times a week. So make sure you guys tap in. And also go to mgbookstore.com. Pick up, I'm a best-selling author. If you did not know, I got 2 great books for, I would say this is kind of like the beginner books of house hacking and real estate investing, right? You need the house hackonomics and you need the real estate investors manifesto if you're looking to buy your first house hack it, or if you're looking to buy your first investment property, or if you're someone who just wants to learn how to analyze deals, because there's a lot of information here, especially chapter 5. Shout out to my bro Greg. He said chapter 5 is a masterclass, Tukes. Shout out to Greg. All right. We got Tukes Productions in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Jordana could not be here today. Everybody, we need to throw some gems in the comments, please. Throw some gems in the comments. You see, Tukes even has his own lower thirds and everything now.
Everybody does.
Well, because we have Tukes Productions, and we have to make the production look great. All right, let's talk about the housing inventory falls under 1 million homes again as sales collapse. Tukes, let's bring up the article so the people can read it. Throw some gems in the chat. Make sure you guys like the video too. Let's push this content out to our community, man, because there's a lot of misleading headlines out there. And I think it's very important for someone like myself to come on my channel to give you my opinion from an unbiased opinion. I like to think I talk about facts only, Tukes. Numbers, and then I give my opinion. And if you agree with it, great. If you disagree with it, great. Cool. We can agree to disagree. But this is my channel, so I'm going to talk about whatever the hell I want to. All right. So let's talk about this. This is shout out to Housing Wire. Actually, Housing Wire has been in contact with me. I might be doing some collab with them soon. We'll see what happens. So shout out to Housing Wire. They always got good information. Tukes is going to put the link in the live chat and also in the description of this video, so that way you guys can go and read this for yourself. Now we're going to go through this. I'm not going to go through the whole article like I did in yesterday's live. I'm just going to, because I want to, this conversation again is a supply and demand conversation, because a lot of folks out there are talking about the real estate market is going to crash. Just wait, just wait, just wait. And if you follow me, you know I always speak about supply and demand trumps any and everything. Now, on Friday, the National Association of Realtors, that's NAR, reported that the total housing inventory levels broke under 1 million in December, dropping to 970,000 units for a population of 330 million people. Let me repeat that first line, because I want you to really understand this too, Tukes.
Okay.
So what that basically means is there are less than 1 million homes for sale in the United States of America.
Okay.
And there are currently 330 million people who live in America.
Okay.
Does it sound like it's a lot of supply?
Not really. No, not
No.
at all. That's crazy.
Now, also, before I continue to go forward with this, when you see reports like this that shows inventory levels, it also includes homes that are currently in contract that haven't closed yet.
Okay.
So a good percentage of this, because they say 11 homes selling every 8 minutes. Wait, what was the stat? I read this shit just a little while ago. Hold on, I got to get the stat. Where is it?
11 homes sell every what?
Yeah, it was a stat that I was reading not too long ago. Damn, where is it? It was like 11 homes sell like every minute or something like that. Damn, where was that I saw that? Hold on, because I got to really read that stat. I know I just went off my whole video right now, but I don't care. because I thought that was just crazy when I saw that. I said, what? That's crazy.
Is it on a daily basis or a 2 week basis?
No, every day. Like every day. Like it's home selling every day, B. Damn, where's that thing go? Oh, I can't find it. Hold on. I was looking at it and I was reading it and I think I went past the page. Oh, I'll find it later and then I'll post it. Right? So homes are still selling. Right? So this number of 970 units is what I basically was trying to say is that 970,000 units doesn't mean these are all the homes that are available. It includes homes that are already in contract that just didn't close. It's basically what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Right? Now, existing home sales, quote unquote, crashed in 2022. Oh, I hate when they use these words, but it's good clickbait, right? It crashed in 2022 from a peak of around 6.5 million homes in January, down about 4 million in December, right? We now have a total inventory levels near all-time lows again. Let me repeat that. We now have a total inventory levels near all-time lows again. In one of the most historical years in the U.S. housing market, we just experienced an event that most people never thought that could happen. It sounds so simple, but even today, some people don't understand that a home isn't like a stock. When you sell a home, you need to find shelter because you need a place to sleep for you and your kids. Total housing costs for American homeowners versus the wages are meager, which we all know, and most will buy a home right away when they sell, which we know. Looking at housing this way, the last 4 decades makes sense. The one period where this didn't happen was from 2006 to 2011 when credit forced Americans to sell, to rent, or to become homeless. Outside of that time period, everything else from 1982 to 2023 was normal. Now, again, we're going to keep this conversation strictly to supply and demand. Now, days on the market are growing. This is very important. One of the reasons I call this housing market savagely unhealthy in 2022 was that houses flew off the shelves once they were listed. Very true. The days on the market were too low. Very true. House get listed today, it will sell in an hour. That's not normal, right? I have often said that anytime days on the market are at a teenage level, nothing good will happen. That means there's more bidding wars and everything like that, and sellers can raise their price because the homes are selling so fast because there's so much demand because those rates were lower, right? And this also means that we don't have enough housing inventory available because with lender standards back to normal, we can't replicate the credit demand we saw in the housing crash from 2002 the housing demand we saw in 2002 to 2005. So the fact that we are back to an average of 26 days on the market makes this reporter happy. Also, this is what the Federal Reserve wants. The Federal Reserve did not like home buying atmosphere during the pandemic years, especially non-contingent buying contracts. Now, non-contingent buying contracts is when you waive inspections, when you waive appraisal contingencies, when you waiving all these different things, right? You waiving your mortgage contingency, you waiving all these different things because you just want the house so bad and you're trying to make your offer as strong as possible to the seller, all right? So that's what a non-contingent buying contract is.
Okay.
Now, they also say first-time home buyers were responsible for 31% of the sales in December. Individual investors purchased 16% of the homes. All cash accounted for 28% of transactions. Distressed sales, very important. Distressed sales represented 1% of sales. Properties typically remained on the market for 26 days in December. Now, I want to stay right there for a second. Distressed sales, and we're going to talk about this in the next thing that we pull up, but I want y'all to remember this. Distressed sales represented only 1% of all the transactions last month in December.
What is distress sales?
Foreclosures, short sales, things like that, auctions, things like that. All right. So let's skip to home prices growing. No, let's go to housing inventory because we know the market is already cooling down. We know the market is in the middle of a correction. So again, this is a supply and demand conversation, y'all. We're not talking about my predictions on home prices. We did videos like that in the beginning of the year, go watch it on the playlist, right? I'm sticking this conversation to inventory, supply and demand, and why I keep screaming to the top of my lungs, the real estate market is not going to crash, all right? How's the inventory? With the days on the market growing, the monthly housing supply will grow back to a more traditional level. Even though the monthly supply fell to 2.9 months of supply in Friday's report, it's up year over year from 1.7 months. So I'm going to stop right there, right? So that way you can understand and the audience can understand what these numbers actually mean. So basically, when you see the supply fell to 2.9 months, they're saying there's less than 3 months of inventory available in the market. And last year, this time, it was 1.7 months of inventory in the market. That's why homes were flying off the shelf, because there was so limited supply.
Why is it calculated in months?
Because the housing market, typically, if you're less than 6 months of supply on the market, then it's considered a seller's market. When you're typically above 6 months of supply, it's considered a buyer's market, because there's so much inventory. So buyers have all the options in the world, basically.
But I'm saying, why is it months and not how many homes? As like,
It all calculates based off of how many people actually can go out and buy a house.
Okay.
Right. So months is what we track and measure when we're looking at supply.
Okay.
Because if no new house gets listed for sale,
Right.
that basically means the current inventory levels will last only 3 months. If no other houses get listed for sale, period, based off of what's on the market today, you got 3 months of supplies. It's like you got 3 months of reserves in your bank account. So if you lose your job and you only have 3 months of your rent,
Right.
and if once you run out, there's no more money.
Okay.
Basically the same thing when you hear 2.9 months of supply or 1.7 months of supply. But when you look at the units, it says total housing inventory did break under 1 million units to 970 units, but that's up from last year of 880,000 units. So the market, I'm not going to say the market, headlines and misleading information out there, you'll see a lot of clickbait stuff out there that'll say inventory is rising. But when you really look at the numbers, what did it really go up to, right? It went up 1 percentage point. That's not enough. There's 330 million people in America. So even if it went up 1 percentage point, it's still not enough homes for the amount of people that still can qualify to buy a home, even with these higher interest rates.
Right.
Now, people thought because mortgage rates would skyrocket, that's going to cause people to not buy. People are still buying. People think because we're in a looming recession and you have all these people who's about to lose jobs, that will bring more inventory, which it will. But remember, these people have equity now. So if they have to sell that house, they're going to make money.
They're gonna make money, right?
Because again, the market national average last year of appreciation was 10%. So that means it was still up. It just wasn't 20, 30% like we've seen in the previous 2 years.
Right.
But it still was up. So you got to calculate all the equity from 2020, 2021, 2022 that is appreciated over those 3 years. So if people are getting laid off, they get fired, they ain't got no reserves, they ain't got no money, and they got to sell, guess what they're going to do? They ain't going to foreclose.
Yeah.
They're going to sell and make money. But that's neither here nor there, right? So I'm going to leave it at this right there, right? Because I want to go to the next thing, because we're running on time today, and I'm not going to be in here for 90 minutes. Sorry, we're going to be in here for 30 more minutes. All right, so let's take this one down, and I want to bring up that other chart that I wanted you to bring up, right? Because that's very important, a very important chart that I want Tooks to bring up right now.
All right,
Because this is, see, the supply of homes. So the title of this, you can't really see it. It says supply of homes is nothing like last time. Now, for all of you out there, drop some gems in the comment. Let me see how many people on this right now.
137.
137. I need all 137 of you to go like this right now, please. Go like this right now. Go like this. We got 140 people in here right now, and we ain't got enough likes. I only got 27 likes. How dare y'all come to my channel and don't like the daggone videos when I should be sitting here breaking all this stuff down for you? I'm not asking you for nothing but to go like the video. It costs you nothing. So thank you very much. And please throw some gems in the comment if you like the content. Now, for all of you folks out there who keep saying the market is going to crash,
Whoops.
Keep saying the market's going to crash. Let me tell you why it's not. And you keep saying, and when I look on the internet and I hear people, oh, this is going to be worse than 2008 and 2009. You're out of your mind. I just told you the supply is 1.9 months. Mm-hmm. Now, what you guys are looking at is showing back from 2003 up until 2022, right? Now, if you look on the bottom, it has the years. You can't really see the years. In the blue, what you see on the right-hand side, all the blues represent the past 4 years, 2019, 2020, 2021, and it says today, but this chart is from the end of December, right, for 2022. Now, if you look at post-pandemic, right, because people keep saying, oh, it's going to go back to where it was before COVID, right? I think we was having this conversation yesterday with some of your friends. Right. Look at the amount of supply that was in 2019. The inventory is still low. Remember, I told you the benchmark is six months. 6 months or higher is a buyer's market. 6 months or lower is a seller's market. Look, it was a seller's market in 2019 too. Yeah. It definitely became a seller's market in 2020. And then look at 2021, 2.3 on average months of supply. And then it shot up, rightfully so, in 2022 to 3.2. But now here in January, we're back to 2.9, right? So inventory is getting lower because why? Interest rates went up, so why would a seller sell? Because remember, when people sell a house, they're either going to do a few things. They're selling to upgrade or downgrade to buy a new house. Right. They're selling and they're just going to retire and they want to go rent. They're selling because they're distressed and they can't afford it no more and they just need to get rid of it. Or they're just going to sell to just go rent, right? For whatever reason. So if you're going to sell and you're going to buy, if you're someone who's upgrading, downgrading, whatever the case may be, and you have all this equity, but you look on the flip side, I don't want a 6% rate. I got 2% because I refinanced during, I took advantage. Yeah. Right? Or when I purchase, I have a great rate. I'm in the 2s or the 3s. So why would I upgrade just to take my equity to go out here and get a 6, 7, 8% interest rate? I'm going to double my cost. Yeah. So why would I list my house right now?
Right. Doesn't make sense.
I don't need to list my house. I don't like it that much. But you know what? I'll deal with this until further notice. So what we're going to start seeing, less inventory as long as these interest rates stay higher and higher.
Because people are keeping their homes and their equity.
Exactly.
Right.
Because why would you want to sell to get a higher rate?
To get a higher rate, right.
Now let's go to these red bars that you guys are seeing on the screen here. These red bars represent the years 2007, 2008, 2009, and 2010. Now, 2007, housing inventory was 8.9 months. And 2008, 10.4 months. And 2009, 8.8 months. And 2010, 9.4 months. Even go to 2011, 8.3 months of supply. Right? So you're looking at 4 and 5 years. And this is during, the red is the wild cowboy days when everything started just crumbling, started in 2007. Right. And then 8, 9, it just went ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Look at all that supply that's out there. This is why the market crashed, right? You had bad mortgages. People were just buying houses left and right. You had people building left and right because people would just buy, they just needed a post. Yeah. Right? So you had less demand now, and now you have all these people who didn't put no money into the 2 or 3 or 4 properties that they purchased and they couldn't afford it. They said, fuck these houses. I didn't do nothing with it anyway. And I don't care about my credit because my credit would get better in 3 to 5 years anyway. So who cares?
So is that why there was a lot of inventory at that time? Because
absolutely,
homes were sitting because people couldn't afford.
They couldn't afford it. You had more foreclosures. You had all of the above, right, happening. So these years, all that inventory was because of all the foreclosures that started hitting the market too at the same time. Right. People just letting go, not caring. And investors won, right? Because now you have all this inventory that's hitting the market.
And they're just buying it all up.
Well, the regular everyday person, they're screwed right now.
I'm saying investors.
But investors now,
They just
happy
foreclosed.
to pig and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, happy in a pig and shit. So it's like,
We'll get to the comments in a second.
like, this is crazy. We're gonna get to the comments in a second because the GOAT says something that I'm,
Yeah,
I'm,
I know.
I'm about to get
That's why I
at
said
him.
don't even
Yo,
focus
the
on
GOAT,
that right now.
you about to get it after this, right? You about to get it. Tooks, you're gonna pin his comment. You're gonna put it on the screen and everything because that's the first comment I'm reading.
That's why I said we're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to you, GOAT.
Oh man.
All right. So that's the supply. If you're looking at the supply of then versus now, it's impossible for a crash. Now, for those of you who keep saying, well, inventory is going to increase.
Are we done? Hold on. Are we done with this chart?
Yeah, you can get rid of that.
All right. Let me see.
Get rid of that. Yeah. Because the GOAT going to need to see this face. Pause. Right? So now, for those of you who keep saying, I got another chart. I didn't send it to you. We're not going to put this on the screen.
Okay.
Also, during those years, and why inventory was crazy from 2007 to 2010 is the amount of foreclosures that hit the market.
Right.
In 2007, there was 1.3 million in foreclosures. There was 1.3 million foreclosures. 2008, 2.3 million foreclosures. 2009, 2.8 million foreclosures.
How many foreclosures in today's market?
I'm getting there.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I'm getting there. Professor MG is getting there too. Hold on. Don't skip the book.
Yeah, no,
okay?
I got
Don't skip
excited.
the pages, bro. All right? So you got 2009, like I said, 2.8 million foreclosures. 2010, 2.9 million foreclosures. 2011, 1.9 million foreclosures. 2012, 1.8 million foreclosures. 2013, 1.4 million foreclosures. Now, you see the foreclosures starting to go down.
Yeah.
You know why? Because when President Obama came in, they changed all the rules and regulations on everything, on how we have to lend, how we have to qualify people, et cetera, et cetera. So you see the foreclosures are starting to go down, right? So you got 2013, 1.4 million. You got 2014, 1.1 million. 2015, 1.1 million. 2016, 933,000. 2017, 677,000. 2018, 624,000. 2019, pre-pandemic, only 493,000 foreclosures. But people keep saying they want to go back to 2019. Well, there's only 493,000 foreclosures. So how the hell are you going to go back? You think this is going to be worse than the Wild Cowboy days when there was millions of foreclosures?
People are actually qualified to live in the homes that they have now.
Exactly. Default ratios are much lower than what they once were.
Right.
2020, 214,000 foreclosures. 2021, 151,000. Now, mind you, those 2 years we had a lot of moratoriums and things of that nature that was out and, from because of COVID. So foreclosures couldn't foreclose and banks couldn't do what they need to do to distress because now they're forced to work with people because of COVID-19. And now you're going to start seeing headlines because I'm already starting to see U.S. foreclosure activity doubles, right?
Yeah.
I saw this headline and I've seen people who make content about real estate start putting that narrative out there, right?
Right.
Because in 2022, there were 324,000. Now, yeah, it did double from 151,000 to 324,000. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean it's going to crash. Now, a lot of the people who took advantage of the moratoriums, can a lot of these people afford these houses? Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably not, right? Will all of them foreclose? No, because the banks are modifying these things left and right.
Right.
But even if this is the case, and I just want to be clear, even if you see these foreclosures go up to pre-pandemic levels, $500,000, that's a drop in the bucket of inventory that's going to hit the market. It's not going to do nothing.
Yeah.
You would need 1 million foreclosures right now, minimum. Maybe 1.5 million foreclosures to hit the market in order for us to see a sharp decrease where home values and home prices will actually decline and start going negative from what they were. Losing appreciation now. Because the inventory, where's it going to come from? It's not going to come from Sally Joe and Mr. John, your next door neighbors who got a bunch of equity with a low interest rate, who have stable jobs and savings. No, it's not going to come from them. It's not going to come from the people who even losing their jobs.
Right.
Because even if they put their house on the market, they have equity and they're going to make some money. Right? So where's the inventory is going to come is the question I keep asking the world. Where's it going to come? It's going to disappear. Builders ain't building as they used to. And now what they're doing with the institutional money, they're building to rent.
Well, I mean, yeah, people have to live somewhere, right?
Exactly my point.
So even if people who lost their jobs sold their homes, where are they going to live? They still have probably equity in the homes they bought.
Well, yes, and they're going to go rent.
Right. So, but then what happens with the homes then? They're going to be on the market?
Yeah, they'll put the houses on the market 100%. 100%.
So that wouldn't that increase the inventory?
Yes, but again, remember, we had 2.9 months of supply. We just went through what we went through as far as showing. Hold on, I'm working too. So we just went through the timeline of how much inventory we have, how much the foreclosures is looking like, and how much inventory was there when there was an actual crash.
Right.
So when you look at the numbers, if it's 2.9 months of supply, when it actually crashed, there was upwards of 8 months of supply.
Right.
So if that means you would have to have millions of homes
on them, yeah. So,
new listings.
Yeah, new listings.
Listings.
I think people think that it's going to be like a ton of people who are going to sell their homes and lose their jobs, and it's going to be like this whole big.
People lose their jobs every day, B.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? Unemployment is still at a historic low. That's another thing.
Yeah.
It's not like, now, will unemployment rise? Yes. But it's still at a historic low today. Now, again, we're talking about today. What's today? January what? 20 what?
I don't know. I think it's the 24th.
January 24th, 2023. We're talking the numbers and the stats today. Now, obviously, we will amend these videos as more data comes out, if more news happens over the next couple months, weeks, or whatever the case may be. But as of today, I'm still going to say the same thing I've been saying. You probably heard me say this for the past 2 years. I don't see the market crashing. I don't see the real estate market crashing at all. Supply and demand trumps everything, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what no one has to say. Supply and demand, period, point blank. That's my TED Talk. Class, any questions? Talk to Professor MG because you got 10 minutes because I got to get the hell out of Dodge. I got things to do. I got things to do.
You didn't. So your response to the GOAT is.
Let's get to the GOAT. Hold on. Where's this question?
You want me to add it to the broadcast? Or should we not be?
He's talking a lot too. We're gonna get at.
Well, I mean, these are pretty valid questions or points.
There's no,
but not valid. It's not valid.
There's nothing valid about this. He says.
I know.
He says, doesn't MG understand when unemployment goes up, millions become unemployed from the recession, a lot more houses will be forced on the market. Okay, let's talk about pending job loss, right? Do you not understand these people have equity? GOAT.
Yeah.
They have equity. So if they do lose their job and they needed to sell, they're going to make money 9 times out of 10. So they're not going to be that distressed, number one. Number two, the way the laws are set, which I clearly know you from these comments, you don't understand the modification rules and laws. It will literally take a bank maybe a year to 2 right now, depending on where you live and depending on how savvy the homeowner is, right? Because there's a lot of things you can do to postpone a foreclosure. There's a lot. And you can push that thing. I know people who ain't paid their mortgage in 8 years.
Yeah, I think you said that before.
I say it all the time. So even if they lose their job and they can't afford it and they really don't want to sell, they can push this thing out. God knows how long, a year or 2?
Yeah.
All right. Now, and he's just deadlocked on his forecast like everyone was in 06, 07 when a bunch of people said there was no subprime issue. Well, I don't know how old you are. I don't know what movies you watched in your lifetime. I don't know what you were doing in 06 and 07. I don't even know how old you were. So I'm going to keep this super respectful. I was in the business at this time. And trust me, we all knew there was a subprime issue. Did we care? No, right? Because the government didn't care, so why would we care? Now, we knew the ish was going to hit the fan at some point. We all knew because it was just ridiculous how easy it was to get people loans.
Yeah.
So it was just the people on the sidelines who think a bunch of people said there was no subprime issue. No, we all knew. We just didn't care because we was all making money. And people were buying houses, so it didn't matter, right? It didn't matter. So, I gave you enough shine. Thank you for your comments, though. I appreciate it. I love insight from everybody. All right, let's go to couple quick questions. Tooks, you have any questions about any of this? Because I'm literally getting off this in like 2 minutes. Make sure you guys drop some gems in the comments. If you agree, disagree. If you agree with me and what I'm saying, type yes in chat. If you disagree with me, type no in chat, please. I wish we can put a poll up during these lives.
Yeah, we could probably set something like that up soon.
Soon?
So
why not now?
Because I have to figure that out.
Oh, tragic.
So, somebody, should I just put the comment? Oh, you can't read it, right?
I'm on my phone. You can read
go
it.
to the.
Well, you just read it.
So, where was it? Oh, new home buyers do not have much equity. Many are even underwater right now, technically in places like Texas, Tennessee, and whatever that is.
Well, that's cap too. There's not many of them underwater, right? A lot of them have equity, but a lot of them have 20% equity? No. 10% equity? No. If they purchased at retail prices? No. But again, that's a small population based off of the majority of the people who do. We got to stop looking at little things like this, right? Like that comment just said, well, the people who buy now, they don't have equity and they're underwater. So what? Can they afford the mortgage? What does it matter if you... First of all, I'm going to say this again because I say this to the top of my lungs all the time. Equity is monopoly money. It is not real until you pull it out.
Right.
It's like when you look at your brokerage account, you see all you Bitcoin people when you was up 60,000, y'all always going crazy, but y'all was waiting for the 100K, you didn't want to sell. Mm-hmm. And look what happened to it. Yeah. You lost all those gains. That's called unrealized gains. That's what equity is. It's unrealized gains. Until you pull that money out or sell your positions in a stock, a Bitcoin, or whatever it is, a cryptocurrency, whatever it is, until you sell your position or pull that money out, it is not realized. So if someone purchased a home as a primary residence in the past 6 months, and let's just say they are a little bit underwater right now, do they like the house? Can they afford the house? Will they be there for the next 5 to 10 years? And if so, who cares? Right? It only hurts you when you're looking to sell. Yeah. Now, those people who are hurt and may need to sell and they go underwater, those are going to be the areas of opportunities if they come in the market where you can get a short sale done. And as an investor, you can buy those properties for penny on the dollar. Right. But those type of deals right now today are few far in between. They were popping during the wild cowboy days and in the latter years after that, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right. There was tons of short sales in the marketplace for 4 to 5 years after the crash, right? Because there was a lot of upside down people, right? But that's few and far between today. And yes, will that probably be different in a year, 2 years, 3 years? Time will tell. But the question I have for everybody, and answer this honestly, will you be ready if there is a crash? Will your credit be right? Will your money be right? Mm-hmm. Will your mentals be right? Will you be ready? Yes in chat or no in chat? Because if you're not ready, you know who is ready? Institutional investors and investors who already are in the game because they got money and they know how to maneuver and shake and they have no emotions. So if this happened in 2 months, will you be ready? If it happened in 6 months, will you be ready? Your friends, Tooks, that we spoke about on live yesterday, you said they got money, but will they be ready to execute? Who knows?
Who knows?
Because niggas talking, but ain't living it.
That's true.
Right? Will you be ready? So this is why I come on live And this is why I have these conversations, and I pray everybody will be ready. I hope you're ready today. I hope you can go out there and buy today and make smart decisions. And if you're not in position, I hope you are studying, researching, doing your due diligence, stacking your bread, getting your credit right, getting your business credit right. This is why we had business credit conversations, and we're going to have more of those type of dialogues on the channel because I want to get you guys right. And again, whether you buy in the high market, low market, mid-level market, it don't matter. I want to be the guy that helps you get the funding. So go to applywithmg.com. And I would love to work you through. My team is licensed in 21 states. If you are a realtor, you can set up a partnership call, and we would love to be your preferred lender. All of these links will be in the descriptions of the videos because we would love to help you guys achieve your real estate goals, no matter where the market is. My goal is to provide you the information and data so that way you guys can make educated decisions when it comes to buying real estate. And that way us as a community and as a whole, as a collective, we can do our best to close this wealth gap, especially with real estate. All right, I got literally 5 minutes, tops.
I don't see any of those negative.
I didn't see no negative. People saying they're going to be ready.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Tooks, you got any questions? How long we been on this for? Shout out to Sneed, my barber. Got to shout out Sneed. Sneed got me looking like GQ right now.
That's what yeah.
Buy at the right place. Buy at the right price and wait. Simple. No, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait, but always buy at the right price. That's my counter to that. Shout out to Harlem in the house. Somebody said they got 4 kids and they need a bigger crib. Go get that bigger crib. What you waiting on? Them kids need space, man. What we doing? Them kids need space. Let's go. All right. I need everybody to like the video. How long we been on this for? 30 minutes?
37 minutes.
37 minutes. We'll go to 40 minutes and then we're going to wrap this up. Like the video, comment, share, subscribe. Download MG the Mortgage Guy show on all podcast audio outlets at some point this week. Hopefully, let's pray that Tooks will upload the audios so that way you guys can actually listen to it, okay, on the pod as well. No, I don't work with people in Arizona. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just put this in the chat because y'all keep asking me this stuff right now. I'm gonna get you the states that I'm licensed in, okay? I'm gonna put it in the chat right now, real quick, okay? Here you go. Here's the states I'm licensed in. Me and my team can help you in those states. I just put it in the chat. Look at those states. If you are in those states, applywithmg.com. You can book a consultation with the team. Guys, let's work. If you're a realtor in these states, set up a partnership call. So that way my business development manager can tell you all the wonderful things that we can do to help you grow your business and get your clients closed. We would love to work with you guys. All right. So to put a bow on this, because I got to get out of here.
So basically, I think yesterday I asked you what I say to my friends. Remember that question?
Yeah.
So wouldn't that be what you would say to them in technical terms?
No, I'll tell you what I say. I don't care.
Yeah, but there's actual numbers that show that these things are not going to happen.
It is right numbers, now. But people don't want to hear the numbers because you know what they're going to say? Well, wait until unemployment happens and everybody lose their job and blah, 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 blah. Like you can't, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm going to say what I said to you yesterday. I'm going to put that clip up today. I'm not trying to convince none of you to build your wealth. I don't care what you do. Mm-hmm. You want to wait? Fine. Great. You want to buy? Fine. Great. I'm not trying to convince you to do something for yourself that I feel will be beneficial to you. If you don't see the value in home ownership or investing, either one, whatever road you want to go down, okay. I'm not here to convince you. I'm living proof. I'm first generation millionaire because of real estate. So I'm living proof. Yes. Do what you want to do. I don't care. I really don't. No, I'm being dead ass because I don't care. Like, my family don't come from nothing, B.
Yeah.
My family come from the projects, roaches and rats. Generational wealth was passing down Section 8 apartments. So I don't care if you buy or not. I want you to buy. But I'm not going to sit here and debate you and go back and forth with you about stats and numbers and this, that, and the third. Look, man, believe what you want to believe. Cool. Believe what you want to believe.
Facts.
Cool. You want to wait? You want to keep your money on the sideline? You waiting for something catastrophic to happen? Oh, you want millions of people to lose their job so you can have a come up? You're fucking selfish. I don't want millions of people to lose their job. I want the unemployment rate to stay low. I am an employer, not an employee. I pay people. I don't want to ever be in a position where I say I have to fire people. And I had to do that. And it sucks. So until you get into that position, shut the fuck up. Because you have no clue what you're wishing for. That is one of the worst things you can do. Unless they deserve to get fired, then that's something different. But if they are hardworking people and because revenue might not be the same and you got to lay people off, that is not good, man. So for me, I hope unemployment doesn't go up. I hope these companies can make revenue and run it up to keep people employed and keep jobs going. And if that means home prices continue to go up, then we just got to figure out more ways to make money then. Period, point blank. If that means the eggs going to be $7, then fuck it. If you want to eat eggs, you better figure out how to make $7 then to get you some eggs. Because this world is filled of plays. And if you're not figuring out how to run your play, then congratulations, you're playing yourself. Because we're in an information and technology era, man. Look how many people. We got 300 people on here live with me right now. In the comfort of my studio with Tukes Productions on the boards, right? Show yourself, Tukes.
What do you mean? I always show myself.
Show me again. That's called technology, right? Did you see how quick that happened? You couldn't do this 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You couldn't do this when I came in the building. There was none of this when I came in this business, bro. So like, fuck up, man. I don't want to hear y'all no more. My rant is over. I'm done with this. Any part words? Because people frustrate me.
Hit that like button. We have 300 people in here and only 138 likes. That's yeah, that's true. That's a fact. So, man, yeah,
I'm serious. I'm tight right now. I get tight over shit like this because people are stupid. Like you be preying on people downfall for your come up. That's why you never gonna come up.
Yeah.
That's why you never gonna come up. And if you come up, all money ain't good money. So even if you come up on somebody's downfall, karma's a bitch. It's gonna come back and get you anyway. So you may be up today, but you ain't gonna be up tomorrow, player or play girl. I'm out of here, man. Video done. Class over. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
You can close it out. I don't want to talk no more.
Well, you got to close out. You got to.
Man, they know my name already. You can close out. I'm done. I got to go. Class is over.
Class is over.
Watch the replay.
Watch the replay.
Learn something.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we will catch you on the next one. Peace.